Well, everyone, here we are. We are back. It has been about 2 weeks, I would say, somewhere around that time frame, since, there was no UFC this past weekend. I was fucking actually going crazy. You guys know, every Saturday it's been the key every fucking weekend for, like, the last couple months. But we are back now, finally, and we actually have a great card. Just wanted to do a recap about the card from 2 weeks ago, the Volkanovski card. We actually did really good. If you guys had tailed me, I believe I only had 2 fights wrong, if I remember. I think it was the Patricio Pitbull fight and the Volkanovski fight, which I did say that sprinkling a little money on Volk by decision was not a horrible idea. I thought that it was live as fuck. But for me, I took Diego, obviously. I doubted Volk, but, you know, it is what it is, and I'm actually happy that he did win. But what do you want to do? Anyways, that card, though, like I said, 2 fights wrong. Dominic Reyes came through for us. I was so fucking happy about that fight. It actually brought tears of joy to me to see him coming back now, especially, his career kind of being a little lopsided. Those 3 losses that he had, and now he's coming back and winning, so it felt good to see him win. But anyways, getting away from that card, we're going on to UFC Fight Night, Kansas City. Carlos Prates versus Ian Gary. Guys, you know how I am. I am a huge Fighting Nerds fucking fan. I love all of them. But I'm a realist, and I'm going to pick the person that's going to win me money. So, on that note, I am picking Ian Gary to win this fight. Why? Because he has more experience. I would say definitely more experience. He's the lengthier fighter. In terms of, knows how to use his reach and, knows how to space himself out, and I believe that he's going to win this fight by keeping his distance and kind of picking Carlos Prates apart. I love Prates. Prates has insane fucking power. I mean, we could play that game again where if he catches him, Ian Gary might be in trouble. But that was the game that I played with the last card with Lopez, which was honestly a very ignorant way to bet because I've never went with one-sided and was biased towards a fighter just to bet on them. Oh yeah, he's gonna knock him out. And it's just not. It wasn't the smart thing to do when I clearly had said Volkanovski was the more technical fighter. So that's a mistake I'm never gonna make again. So this week, 100%, my lock is Ian Gary. I do think he gets it done. I mean, for example, you take a look here at Prates' record, and his fights in the UFC. So technically 4 fights in the UFC. He knocked out Trev Giles, knocked out Raquel, and he knocked out Lee, obviously, Jinglang. But those are fighters that kind of play into Prates' game, where Prates wants to brawl. Prates wants to brawl at these people, and he's getting them out quick as shit. I mean, look, he has. I don't think he's had a fight go past the in the UFC. He hasn't had a fight go past the second round. So, I mean, the Neil Magny win. It's fucking Neil Magny. What do you? I wouldn't say that's an impressive win because I think Ian Gary also. I think he beat Neil Magny too. No, yeah, he did. He beat Neil Magny. He beat the shit out of him. Actually, I remember. I think the fights that Ian Gary has though are more notable. I think obviously you guys know how I feel about Michael Venom Page. MVP was one of my favorite fighters growing up. One of the most technical strikers. He's one of the only few fighters to come from Bellator that can kind of stand and bang with these UFC guys. I think he might be the best striker in that division because he's so unorthodox and he's hard to deal with. MVP is a tough motherfucker. And for him to, for Ian Gary to kind of have to use his grappling goes to show you how good MVP is on the feet. Very unorthodox, and he's hard to read in terms of his striking and what he's going to do. I mean, we saw what he did. He ended the Shara Bullet hype train, so that alone should tell you how good MVP is. For people that really don't know how good he is, people are saying, "Oh, I would say his only hole obviously is his grappling. His grappling is fucking mediocre. It's utter garbage and it's trash." But on the feet, MVP is not someone to mess with. He beat Geoff Neal, another good win. D-Rod. Beat Song. I would say the Rachmanov one is what really catches my eye when betting on Ian Gary, because we all know how good Rachmanov. I would say he's a little overrated, but Rachmanov is definitely one of the top guys. Obviously, he's probably next in line for the belt after Jack Delamana against Bilal. But that fight really did show me how good and how tough Ian Gary is. To me, he only lost that fight by a round. I don't know what anyone else would score it, but it was 48-47. I think that's what the judges had it anyways. It was Shavkat won by a round, but I think it was really impressive because Ian Gary showcased his grappling, because I'd never seen anyone take Rachmanov down that fast and have him in a panic like that. That was fucking absurd. I was in a bar with people, some of my friends watching that. And I was fucking had my hands on my head. I thought he was about to, if Ian Gary had a little bit more grappling knowledge and knew to keep his hips lower and kind of just shrivel his elbow right under the neck or right on the chin, it would have been over for Rachmanov. He was panicking. He really was. But I like Ian Gary. I do think he's going to mix up the grappling too. I think that's a big advantage that he's going to have over Carlos Prates. We saw Carlos Prates get taken down once, and that was in the Dana White Contender Series. A little iffy. Like the reason why I say it's iffy is because we've never really seen Prates on the ground. It's kind of like an unknown source. I can't really make an opinion out of it. But what I do know is that Ian Gary is a well-rounded fighter, and I know that Carlos Prates is a kickboxer, and he's someone that likes to brawl, especially in the pocket. Like, that's where he thrives, and I just don't think that Ian Gary's going to let it get to that point. And I think that he is going to pick Carlos Prates apart. I think he keeps the fight at bay, keeps him at bay, keeps him at distance, and he'll probably mix in some of those takedowns. I could honestly see a huge improvement in Ian Gary's grappling. For Ian Gary, I would say every fight he looks better and better. It's not like, even the Rachmanov loss, like he looked, that was the, you can say whatever you want. That was the best I think I've ever seen Ian Gary. He looked phenomenal. Whether even though it was a loss, he looked amazing. He's always improving off every win, and he's showcasing new things. So that's my opinion. That's what I think is going to happen. I would say Ian Gary by distance is the choice for me. I don't think he's going to be able to finish Prates. Prates is very fucking tough, very durable. He's a gritty fighter, and we all know how Mexican fighters are. They're fucking just. I think he's Brazilian, actually. That was an ignorant thing to say, but yeah, it's anyways, he's a durable fighter. So I don't see Ian Gary finishing him. Ian Gary, I wouldn't say is a big finisher either. It's just someone that, like I said, picks you apart and wins the fight off points. So Ian Gary is my choice. That's who I'm going with, and that's who I got locked up. Well, guys, as you can see, I'm wearing a different shirt because I am recording this on the following day of what I was previously just talking about. So this is now the following day, but off topic, we're still getting right back into the picks. Anthony Smith and Zhang Minyang, guys, you have to pick Zhang Minyang. He's bigger. He's younger. I mean, the only way Anthony Smith is really going to win this fight is if he somehow gets a takedown and maybe submits Zhang Minyang. But you're talking about one of the hottest prospects coming up right now. Dude's a fucking beast. I mean, I just don't see any way Anthony Smith is going to win this. Like I said, unless he gets some fluky submission. That's the only way I believe he's going to win this fight. But otherwise, I think Zhang Minyang is going to probably TKO him in like the first round, get him out of there, and send Anthony Smith on his way to retirement. Going on, Giga and David Onama. Very weird fight. I like both of these guys. One of my friends is actually, he knows Giga personally, which is actually really funny. But I don't know, guys. I've been kind of on the ropes with this fight. I really do like David Onama, me personally. I like Giga too, but the only problem that I have with Giga is he just isn't. He's not that active. That's his only problem. If he was more active, he would be a fucking. I mean, he's already a stud, but dude would be a fucking animal, taking out almost everyone and around that same skill frame. But I don't know. Giga not being active kind of worries me a little bit. But David Onama honestly isn't as technical. Like, Giga has better kicks. He's definitely way faster than David Onama. The only thing, David Onama has the power. We've seen David Onama rocked before too, but I think it was Romero rocked him. Yeah. I don't know. I'm on the ropes with this one. You guys do whatever you want. I don't know. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take David only because Giga's very, very inactive, and I don't know. They're both really, really close. I know Giga trains with Merab. I know a lot of people are backing up Giga because of that, but I don't know. Maybe Giga could overcome this, but like I said, not a confident pick at all. I'm gonna take David, and you know that's who I think is probably gonna win, just due to Giga's inactivity. But that's what I think. Moving on to Michel Pereira and Mr. Magomedov. I don't know, man. Abbas Magomedov, Michel Pereira. To me, these two fighters probably have the worst cardio in the middleweight division, I would say, probably. I'm not too thrilled with picking or betting on either side, actually. I've kind of been like a little iffy, but this is the reason why I'm re-recording this video today. I was like that, but now I am favoring Abbas Magomedov. I think he is going to get the job done. Michel Pereira looked like shit in his last fight. Shit. Utter garbage. Gassed out in the first minute, the first couple minutes of the first round. Looked terrible. Got the shit beat out of him by Anthony Hernandez. But I mean, Anthony Hernandez is a different skill level than Abbas Magomedov. But I could honestly see if Magomedov can somehow survive this first round and get out of it, that's when Michel Pereira is dangerous. Dangerous in those first 5 minutes of the first round. He could survive that. I think he's going to get him down and probably finish him on the ground. I don't know. That's what I think. I actually like the money line too. Plus 120, I think that Abbas Magomedov is right now, which, again, it's plus money. So I wouldn't mind throwing $100 on him or whatever you guys want to throw, or parlaying him up in a parlay piece. I mean, whatever it is you guys want to do, but there's no way in hell if I'm going to bet on this fight, there's no way in hell I'm betting on Michel Pereira. It's just me personally. I think Abbas Magomedov is more technical, and I think that he's the longer going fighter, and I think that if this fight goes past the first round, Abbas is live, 100%. Moving on to Randy Brown and Nicholas Dalby. Randy Brown should get this done. He's the more technical fighter, but I mean, you can never sleep on Nicholas Dalby. Nicholas Dalby is a very, very durable fighter. But I mean, me personally, I'm gonna take Randy Brown. I mean, to be fair, like, I know he's coming off a loss, but he really didn't lose that fight, and we all know that. And me personally, as someone that bet on Bryan Battle, I thought that Bryan Battle lost that fight too. But again, it is what it is. Randy Brown looks good. Otherwise, besides that the judges scoring that loss. But Randy Brown's the more technical fighter. He could probably honestly find a way to finish Nicholas Dalby. Like I said, Nicholas Dalby is very, very fucking durable. So it might be a little tough. Maybe Brown by decision, but I'm leaning towards a TKO for Brown. But that's my final pick for this fight. Going forward, let's see. What do we got? Ikram Aliskerov and Andre Munoz. I mean, this is another easy pick for me. I actually think that Ikram Aliskerov is a lock. I think he's got to bounce back after that Robert Whittaker loss. Again, there's just levels here, and Ikram Aliskerov is he's levels ahead. I mean, look at Ikram's only losses. Only 2 losses are to Hamza Chimaev and to Robert Whittaker. He's, other than that, like, those are high caliber fighters. So to say that, oh, he's got 2 losses, again, those are high caliber fighters. Again, nothing impresses me about Andre. I don't see any way that he wins this fight whatsoever. Whether this fight gets to the ground, whether they're striking, whatever. To me personally, I think Ikram is gonna knock him out. That's what I think. I think Ikram probably gets him out of there in the first round and comes in, and after that upset that happened, I would say, yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. So Ikram to win this one against Andre is my pick. Matt Chanel and Jimmy Flick. Again, another toss-up fight. Could go either way, but I'm going to pick Matt Chanel. Again, another tough, gritty fighter. I'm not going to stick around this one too much. Matt Chanel, I think, will get this done. I believe he has what it takes to get it done. So, Matt Chanel is my pick. Evan Elder, same thing again. Another tough, gritty fighter. To me, he's the better fighter between him and Young. I don't know. Just nothing about Young really impresses me from some of the fights I've watched of him, especially with him making his debut. I'd rather take my chances with Evan Elder, who I know is a fucking beast, a brawler, a badass. And again, he's another gritty, tough fighter. So Evan Elder is my pick. He's actually a confident pick for me. So I'm going Evan Elder. Chris Gutierrez and John Castana. I know some people are picking Castana. Castaneda. I know some people are definitely picking Castaneda. I don't know, man. Another tough fight to call. I'm personally going to take Chris Gutierrez. I think he wins probably by decision. That's my pick. Chris Gutierrez, another tough fighter. Same thing with John Castaneda. They're both really tough, gritty fighters. But Chris Gutierrez, I feel like, has the edge. I think he might try to mix in some grappling a little bit too. He's very good at, pacing himself in the rounds moving forward. So Chris Gutierrez is my pick. Again, not going to stick around long with this one. Another one I'm not going to stick around for long talking about. Damon Blackshear is going to absolutely decimate in this fight. Probably first round submission. If I'm Damon Blackshear, just keep taking these matchups. Keep feeding him easy fucking fights. Easy money, easy paychecks. Damon Blackshear by submission is probably the pick for me. I think he gets him out of there within the first or second round. I don't see this going in the third round. So Damon Blackshear inside the distance, that's my pick. Malcolm Wellmaker and Mr. Cameron, I don't know. Again, you're talking about thing with Cameron Simon, I don't know. He's a very questionable fighter, and I've watched a little bit of Malcolm Wellmaker, and honestly, especially for a debuting fighter, Wellmaker actually really impresses me. I think that he could honestly find Cameron's chin and probably get him out of there. So I am picking Malcolm Wellmaker. I think he's probably going to win by a KO. That's just what I think is going to happen. Not a confident pick, but from what I've watched of Wellmaker, trust me guys, he looks legit. He looks like he's going to be a problem in the UFC, at least for when he's coming up, I guess I should say. And those, they're going to feed him a bunch of gatekeeper fighters. He should be able to beat all those guys. But we're going to see how he looks in this fight, because obviously we know what Cameron Simon is. We've seen him fight. But now it's Malcolm Wellmaker time, and we are going to see what he brings to the table. So that is my pick, Malcolm Wellmaker. Again, there's nothing to really talk about this one. Jacqueline's probably going to get a submission. I have her winning by submission. I think she'll find the submission. For those who don't know who Miss Polly is, she's the fighter that I believe was running away, that viral video of the UFC fighter running away. That's who Polly is. Yeah, Jacqueline's going to get her out of there. Probably first, second round submission. Yeah, so not too much to talk about. Looking at the money lines, minus 800, do you really want to risk your whole parlay? This is something you throw in a parlay piece. This isn't something you do as a money line, but again, for minus 800 odds, seriously, I mean, we've seen people do that. We saw what happened with Peyton Talbot. So I mean, like I said, it's a fight. Anything can happen, but I'm taking Jacqueline. She probably will find the submission, but the odds just aren't worth it. Timmy and Romero. I'm going to take Romero. I think Romero will get this one done. Should be a close fight. I honestly, the way these two fight, it could go either way. It's going to be a brawl. Not too keen on betting on this fight. I'd probably just stay and watch from the sideline as a fan. Yeah, not too much to talk about with this one. Could go either way, but I'm gonna do a pick 'em flip and do Romero. And then the last fight of this, or the first fight of this card, I'm working my way down. We're doing Chelsea Chandler and Jocelyn Edwards. Again, Jocelyn Edwards should win this fight. I definitely see her winning by decision. I don't think she's going to be able to finish Chelsea Chandler. I don't know. I just don't see it. I think that Jocelyn Edwards is more technical. She's going to teep away with those kicks and probably just pick Chelsea Chandler apart. So that's what I think is going to happen. Jocelyn Edwards by decision. That is my final pick. Guys, please let me know what you guys think. I am excited for this card. There's not much really else to say, but I'm excited for this card. Hope you guys are too, and hope you guys watch it, enjoy it, and let's make some fucking money this weekend. And I will see you guys on the next time I'm talking about UFC. So later, guys. Peace out, everyone.